We are live. Hi everyone. I'm barely talking. This is a clip-on transmitter. It also has a lavalier mic if I want to use it, but I'm not going to use it now. So I have the volume turned all the way up, and according to my audio meter, it looks like you guys should be able to hear me. I'm barely talking. This is great. This is what I needed before, because sometimes I'm in a temple or someplace like that, and I don't want to disturb people. So there are some folks here at the Laundromat that are doing stuff, and I brought some things with me. I brought some food, I brought some water, and so what I gotta do, this is funny, here's what I'm gonna do. I have a man bag that I used for a couple of years, and it's gotten really dirty, and I'm just gonna wash it here. Hey Mike, how you doing? Fist bump to you. Fist bump to everybody who just joined. All right, so this is a test of my wireless microphone, and I would like to know how it sounds. It just clipped on my collar here. I'll take this off for now. Yeah, because I'm talking, I mean, the radio in here or the machine is in that. That's a bug zapper. That's making way more noise than my talking. So anyway, that's the laundromat, and over there in the left are some. It says there's a washing machine, a dryer there, but there's a bunch more down further. And interesting, I haven't done any wash in like a laundromat in ages, so a little hard to hear with the dryer. Okay, yeah, because of the background noise. I know what you mean. Well, I can hold it a little closer, maybe like this. That's fine. But thanks. Yeah, thanks for the signal report. You can buy, powdered soap, right? But a couple of these machines say in English and in Chinese that if you select some of these different, you select some of these different cycles, and it says it automatically injects the lotion, which I think they mean that these machines are connected to probably a manifold of liquid soap, and so you select one of these cycles and you don't have to add anything. There's another one there though, it looks like a more traditional one, and I can't really see from here, but I'll go over there in a few minutes. But I think it's time to do this. Herzog Black Peter. That's a bug zapper, and this is there we go. Step 2. Oh, that's really nice. So I got my food here. Went to Win-Win's, got some stuff. This is a nice big table. There's a gentleman sitting on the other side down from me, so I'm not going to bug him. So, okay, so that's what that is. All right, well, I'm going to try it because I got nothing to lose. So let me put the clip back on, and I'm going to go around and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to stuff the bag in there. I'm going to select one of those, and I'm going to put a bunch of coins in and get it going. Okay, so let's do that. Now, let me put this back on here. Sorry about the noise. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm keeping this on me for the time being until I get over here, okay? And, alright, so here's what they look like. So, this is just a regular one. I'm just going to throw this in here. So I pop this in here. And here the ones say they say the automatic injection of lotion, which seems to me that, you know, so I want to stay here the maximum amount of time. But so this is going to be 45 minutes. So I think I just do this one. I got to put 90 NT in, so I got a bunch of stuff here. So I got to close the door of the thing. Hang on. Okay, it took 2 hands. Okay, so 90 NT, so these are 10. You guys can hear me okay, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's it. Start. I guess I have. Okay. And okay, excellent. Sounds great. That's good to know because I'm going to be using this on the Hey Go tours. And while I'm at it, I'd like to just mention that if you go to therealtaiwan.tv, you will see my Hey Go tours. And I'm looking forward to using this with the lavalier mic, so I can put the mic down I can put the pack down on the bottom. Okay, it's filling up. So it's filling up with water. Okay, so this says that's wash clothes, and this means it's got warm water coming in there. It looks like. So okay. So I'm programmed for 45 minutes. So that'll give me some time. Oh, I like this countdown. No, wait a minute. That's not a countdown. Is it? I don't know. Okay. So, yep, here we go. Oh, yep, I did not have to add any soap. Look at that. And of course it knew that it's a very small thing in there, you know, just one bag. But I want to wash it really well. Now, one thing I didn't show you is that bag is the exact same as the one that I carry with me all the time. And it's a really nice bag. And dirty, so I wanted to fix it. So one other advantage of the wireless mic is that I can hold this as far away as I want. It doesn't matter. Now over here is a machine that has different kinds of soaps and so forth. And some of this is like fabric softener. Up on the top it looks like a lot of this is written in Japanese, believe it or not, but it looks like it says, yeah, it's fabric softener, and then this is washing soap and stuff. And so, yeah, that was cool. And then they got the regular dryers over there. So now that I know this machine's going to be occupied for about 45 minutes, I'm going to go over there, and I got 3 beers with me and 2 dishes from Win-Win's, and we're just going to hang out. So live at the Laundromat is awesome. This is going to be fun. It's kind of a bizarre, you know, late night show, but it was one that was kind of highly requested, actually. So again, another, you know, excuse me, advantage of having the microphone is just being able to get further away from it. So I'm doing a Hey Go tour on Wednesday of the new home in Pangliao. But then also, I'm supposed to do one on Thursday at the Hukou Day Market. But the Hukou Day Market may be out of the question because we had so many new cases today, outbreak, and so I may not be able to do that. I'm gonna have to play that by ear. I got my alcohol and so forth. Oh, that thing is really foaming up back there. I can see it's like really foaming up. I got one tiny little bag in there, and half the, you look at the circle, of the window, and half the window is filled up with soapy water. It's running around there like crazy. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. Now, what I got is the Thai style Shangla Fan, and so, hey, J-Boy, fist bump to you. All right. I know. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to get it. My other lab mic is pretty good, right? But it's wired, and because it's wired, it's really, first world problems, right? Complaining about a wired microphone, but having like just a minute ago, when I set the phone down, the tripod down, and I walked over and showed the machine, saying, I don't care if you see how fat I am, but the fact is I couldn't have done that with a wired system. All right, now, yeah, they put a nice fried egg. Oops. Yeah, gotta cut it. They put a nice fried egg on top of the rice. Boy, fried eggs and rice with meat gravy, really something. Boy, that thing is foaming like you wouldn't believe. And these are front loaders, and front loaders are notoriously good at washing clothes. Even if you have a lot of soap, they can really extract the soap well. So I'm going to put it in the dryer when I'm done on a really low heat setting. I'm looking forward to being able to get that bag kind of back in action. And the next time, I'll wash this black one. So, for those of you who will still be with me, say an hour or so from now, I'll show you what the bag looks like, because they're really, really quite something. And there's even an integrated billfold inside of it that unsnaps. You can take it out. See, like this. It's got your money in this pouch, and it snaps in. And so this is great. You can take this out if you need to. You need to pay some money or something. Put whatever you want in it. It's a pretty big pouch. I don't carry that much money with me anymore. Not like when I was in the States. And then, so you can put like a couple of cards in there or something. And it's also convenient for putting like your receipts in, when you buy something and just you want to keep it all together. So, J-Boy, how's things going with you? The lighting is directly overhead. It's a little bit unflattering. I do have my light with me. I could turn it around and fill it in, but it doesn't really matter. What's making a difference is all these creams and skin washes that I've been using. Making a big difference, especially on my eyes. It's a lot of the darkness, it's starting to fade away because I'm getting enough sleep. I'm going to take care of myself like I should. And so people have been telling me lately that my face is brighter, so the backdrop, yeah, the stairs, that wasn't there. I think I told you guys that. I was here a couple times ago, and I don't know what they're doing up here. That's like there's a second floor, and it's not locked off or anything. I don't know what's up there. But I think they wanted to just have another space up there, so. Really? Oh boy. Well, J-Boy, that's it's not so good. Taiwan has changed their strategy. They just they said this past week, for those who are in quarantine, they're not going to do contact tracing. Makes sense because they're in quarantine, they're not supposed to be in contact with anyone. And so that's going to free up the resources. But they also said that, because the problem is, right, is how do you exit a no-COVID strategy? How do you go back to normal? So Taiwan announced a couple of days ago that they're not going to go for zero COVID anymore. They're going to go for zero deaths. So we did have another death today, but it was a woman in her 90s with many comorbidities, and it didn't, well, the only way to say is it didn't kill her right away, so she hung on, so it's not, this version is not quite as bad. So, yeah, I think it's a mistake to totally stop the contact tracing, but I understand how people are getting tired of the mask mandates. But I'm going to tell you something. Mask mandates or not, I always wore a mask. In the winter, I always wore a mask when I was traveling. And I don't get like colds and flu normally, you know. I got the flu like 5 years ago. The doctor gave me Tamiflu. Bam, five days later, boom. Pretty amazing. All right. Now, the only other guy in the laundromat just left. But I want you to look at my washer. It's got one bag in there. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I tried covering the mic, it didn't help. We have the party, that's right. We can talk louder now, so what I can do, let me do this. There you go. This microphone has a volume control on the receiver, so I just turned it down a notch so I can talk a little louder. But look at that, man. That's look at that foam in there. That bag is going to be pristine. That thing comes out of there, it's going to look brand new. So, yeah, I'm really happy with this mic, and I bought, it's a transmitter and a receiver. The receiver sits on the hot shoe of this little light I got here, or the cold shoe, and it's a cable that goes up to the 3.5 millimeter input jack, which means the next phone that I get, I'm going to have to use a DAC converter, but that's how you do it. These days, you always got to have a wire somewhere, unless you can directly connect to the phone. And I think only iPhones can do that, but I don't think it works with every app. I'm not sure, because I see some guys streaming with what do they call them, AirPods, and that seems like it works really well. So, thanks, Ken. Fist bump, man. Appreciate you dropping in, and thanks for the signal report. So anyway, they make a dual transmitter version. And I bought the single transmitter, but I look at the receiver, and the receiver display shows that it can handle 2 receivers. I mean, it can handle 2 transmitters. So I think I got the receiver that can work with 2 transmitters, which means this is really cool. Here's what you can do. You can mount one of these on a stick and use it as an interview mic. You can wear both of them at the same time and get stereo. You put one across the room or wherever you want. And you can adjust, it's 4 levels of audio, and so you can adjust the audio wherever you need it to be for each one of those mics, and you can put them on right and left. It's pretty cool. You guys know that I love stereo. So that will work on a DAC into the USB-C, right? So even if I get a new phone, that's gonna work great. But the coolest thing about this, there's a big fuzzy, looks like a tribble that can pop on the outside of this thing for a windscreen. This looks fantastic. But there's a, well, let me just take this off. I know it's gonna make some noise. There's a belt clip. And this is what it looks like if I just touch this, turn it on. You can see there's a display in it. It's actually quite small. There's a belt clip, and there's a USB-C charging port, and I forgot, I'm holding the mic away. And this is an input for their lav mic. So you can wear this down on your belt and then run the lav mic up and clip it on here. So that's what I'm going to be doing when I do my tour in a couple of days, because I don't really like how this thing looks. I accidentally turned it off. I pressed the power button. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so I got 2 more beers on the bike. And we got a little bit more time over there. Looks like, okay, it's doing the rinse cycle now. All right. I don't really want to move. Yeah, thanks. It was, I pressed the button by mistake. I really don't want to move because I don't have anybody behind me. As long as a couple of these guys were in here doing their laundry, and as I was leaving, they kind of nodded at me and smiled, so it's cool. They don't care. I'm not bothering anybody. And I'm certainly not talking as loud as there is a particular ethnicity in this neighborhood that's known for not wearing earbuds and playing video games and watching YouTube videos at full volume, no matter where they are. And they're from another country, and when they're talking back home, you swear to God, they're yelling all the way there, like they're not even using the phone. They're yelling all the way to the place. And that's, so I'm not doing anything like that. Oh, that thing is. Look at this, man. I can't believe we're doing this. This is like live from the laundromat. I mean, look at that. I got one back. Whoops. Sorry, that it's a little bit hypersensitive because of the zoom. But I mean, look at. Come on, over there. There you go. I mean, look at how full that thing is with the with the suds. So it was doing a rinse. I'm using their Wi-Fi, which is really fast. Don't tell anybody, but they have their own, they're using the stock default password, so. That's interesting. What I'm gonna have to do later is I'm gonna have to do the chapters, like, loading, you know, adding coins, pressing the start button, the wash cycle, and the rinse cycle. I'm going to have to do chapters. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Oh, this is great. I'm enjoying this. And I appreciate the signal report. Now, when I did my own testing with this mic system, it sounded great. So I really would like to know if, if you guys think it sounds better than the phone audio, which you've heard a million times, if it's on a par with it, if it's better. Also, it's omnidirectional. So I'm wondering how much of this other sound you can hear, or other sound, of this other machine. That noise is the coffee machine. It's in a tracked mode. Now, the only thing I got to be careful of, and this is every live streamer's nightmare with a wireless microphone, is that you end up doing a Leslie Nielsen. And I go, okay, I got to go to the restroom. Excellent. Okay, J-Boy, thank you. It's supposed to be. It's a pretty primo system. And so you go to the restroom with a wireless mic, and you're in there, yeah, and you come back out, and all the emojis, everybody's dying laughing. But when I saw that in Police Squad, that TV show with Leslie Nielsen, Leslie Nielsen was one of the greats. Let's face it, that guy was a national treasure. And when he did that skit, and they had the meeting with the mayor, and he went to the bathroom and he had the wireless mic. Just classic Leslie Nielsen. All right, go back over here. So if this ends up being a hit, right, I may just do all my laundry here. Who knows? I can help take some of the workload off my wife. My wife doesn't want me to help with the laundry and that kind of stuff, but anyway, I got a couple jackets that are water repellent. I have to figure out how to wash them. Did you ever think about that? It's like, how do you wash a water repellent jacket? Push it in the water, it comes back up, Try to rinse it off and yeah, maybe so. Mm-hmm. This place doesn't have any self-service dry cleaning machines though, but I think that might be the answer. Wenwen's sister cooked this, and boy, she did a number. It's great. All right. Well, we're 30 minutes into tonight's special, Laundromat special, and it seems like 10 minutes is going so quick. So I can see it, I'm looking over here, it's not finished yet, so this puppy's finished, we'll go over there, pull it out, check it out, I don't want to put it on high heat because it's all artificial materials, so. Well, it depends. I mean, in Taiwan, we have access to all these amazing Japanese home machines that are connected to the internet. So you can load the laundry the night before and you can turn it on from your phone at work. You know, so it's done when you get home. It's pretty amazing. But yeah. I will say though, that I will admit my ignorance. This is the first time that I ever saw a machine that added its own detergent. So anyway, 90 NT is $3. So it cost me $3 to wash that bag. That's not bad. You saw it's a big front end loader, so I could have done, I think 15 kg worth of clothes. Let's go to the bike. This is weird because I got this mic, but I'm not used to it. So I want to bend down towards the phone, but I don't have to. Okay, so this is where I'm sitting, just for a point of reference. You know something? I should have thought of that. I should have brought the Panasonic Arc 5, and with this microphone, picked up the glorious tones of the 5-headed cutter, and that would have been like off the charts. Would have been just unbelievable. So anyway, so let me go back on myself. All right. We'll have to figure out how we can incorporate, no, just a returning one. We'll have to see how we can incorporate the Panasonic Arc 5 shaver into this whole routine. Boy, that is good. One of these days, you guys know so much about me now. I'm probably just gonna go in the shower and put a plastic bag on the mic, shave in the shower or whatever, you know. This is my, hair routine, and this is my face washing routine and everything else. That was interesting. See, you never know what you're going to see here. I just think that skirt was probably way too short to be going up and down those stairs, but that's just me. All right. Filling up more water. Okay, so it's got several rinse cycles because it just poured a boatload of water in there, or excuse me, of soap in there, and so now it's got several rinses to try to get rid of the So that's true. That's true. These people here seem pretty decent, you know. Went to Wingman's tonight to get more food, and they got yet another new female there, you know. They always want to wave goodbye to me. Don't do it. Don't wave back. Just start thinking, oh, they're interested. Yeah, I need that kind of trouble in my life. Like I need more spam in my inbox. You guys hear that, right? The bug zapper. And Dave, you'll know this. When I cooked this, or when my sister cooked this cabbage for me, fried cabbage, she asked me if I wanted the pork. They call it lu ro. It's like minced pork, and some of it is deep fried, a little bit like muklang, but they're really tiny pieces, and a nice gravy. And she asked me if I wanted that added to the. Excuse me. Yeah, your wireless mic can pick up my burps really good. If I wanted to add it to the cabbage, I'm like, is that a trick question? I'm about 3/4 of the way through, but I mean, that's it. Hey Matthew, how you doing? All right. And you see the egg in there and everything, and that's the cabbage. And it's really something. And the washing machine is just going, and you can see that it's you can see that there's not as much soap in there as before, because it's on a rinse cycle, and it's trying to get rinsed. So there you go. Philip, how's it going? Matthew, I always see Philip and Philip. Matthew, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. And how's the little man doing? How's Grayson? All right. I should get these guys to sponsor me. How do you say that? Herzog? Herzog? I don't know. But this is brewed in strict accordance with the German purity law. But the Belgian purity law is even more strict, I understand. Okay, so that's the black one. Now, I got two more, and you get to pick. Okay, so I got this is a wheat beer, and this is a Pilsner. So, wheat, Pilsner. Which one? You guys pick. What's the next one? Wow, that thing is going to town over there. It's really, really going nuts with the rinse cycle. That's good. Pilsner. Here we go. Such a satisfying sound. Now, these have been sitting on the bike, and I put them in the water bottle, carrier. So it's not so cold, but oh, that's nice. It's actually very light. It's very light. I kind of wish I had a glass so I could pour it in and show you the color. Well, it's not bad, so. Everybody's waiting for that. The warm weather. The weather turned here in Taiwan. It's good. We got rid of the rain, and yesterday and today was nice and sunny. I'm trying to get some more sun. I went up and the roof of my house. A couple of days ago, took my lounge chair and took my shirt off, got about 30 minutes of sun. I came downstairs and like my whole chest area is all burnt, so now it's itchy. It's funny. But I needed that, you know, and that vitamin D is good. And that's one of the things that can really help you to fight off infection and disease. I mean, it's no secret that people who live in these countries where they're, you know, near the equator and they got direct sunlight and they're very active outdoors, those people enjoy a certain amount of longevity that it's hard to find in other places. Heat waves, I would imagine. Jay Boy, what in your part of India, what's considered like a dangerous heat level, you know? Where they start giving you the yellow alerts and then the orange alerts and stuff. That's good. We had about 3 weeks of this lousy junk weather, you know. And I know when things are looking up, when the temperature sensor in the foyer where I have my freezer, the temperature sensor kicks the exhaust fans on that I installed. So anything above 40, yeah, that sounds reasonable. I don't think, let me see. Well, I bet I haven't seen over 40 in Taiwan more than a half dozen times, maybe. I mean, I'll hover at 38, 39. Sometimes it goes over 40. One of the hottest days of my life was I was in Konkan province with my wife. That's very true. And in Massachusetts, that was so amazing because it's so far north. And it's really unbelievably cold in the winter, but the summer comes and it's just stifling. It's almost debilitating. And people used to always say, no, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And you just want to go, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it is the humidity. But in Thailand, I was in Konkan province, and there's a reservoir that that's man-made, and they got a dam, and it's it's using hydropower and stuff. It's kind of a tourist attraction. My wife wanted to see it. We wanted to see it, so we drove up there on a motorcycle and just walking across the top of the dam. It's got a road up there and a walkway, and I got to tell you, I got like faint. I felt terrible. And I had to sit down a couple times, and I had plenty of water, but it was just like, and I wear a bush hat, and I'm pretty much used to, at least I thought I was, that kind of heat. But as soon as I got back to a place in the shade, I rehydrated with Leo beer. Which is what you do in Thailand. Now, we are on the spin cycle. And it's right there in the middle of your screen, spin cycle. That's interesting, Jay Boy. I have kind of a mixed feeling about that. I always felt, this might seem strange, I've done experiments like this because I love to do these kind of experiments. But for me, I find that spicy food seems to make me feel cooler. And I've always heard that if you drink like hot tea on a hot day, it makes you feel cooler too. And I never really believed it. I didn't see how that would be possible. However, I tried it once. It seemed to, seemed to be true. Of course, I just drink everything cold now, you know. This machine over here has iced coffee. Just bit my lip. Okay, it's turning really, really slow. Now the display hasn't gone back to the default home display, so I don't think it's finished yet. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I put that thing on a 45-minute cycle. I wanted to really wash it. And the live stream's been going for 47, 48 minutes. I hear that beeping. I think it's telling me it's finished. Okay, well, we can do. Put my mask on. Go back over there. Get that bag. Yeah. Oh, you heard the beeping. Okay, good. Wow, this mic is great. It's picking up everything. Fantastic. I just hope that the normal noises that I'm making while eating with a microphone this close to my mouth isn't like totally grossing you guys out. All right, one more hit of the beer. Now there are security cameras here, so I wonder what the owner is going to think when they review this tomorrow. Okay, let's head on over here. Now, it's telling me to open the door. So here we go. It's like a submarine hatch. Okay. Now let's look at this. Wow. Wow. That looks brand new. And this is, we're not focusing. This is the company, Partake. It's a Taiwan brand, and they make some excellent bags. And this was all full of dirt, and it had marks and lines and stuff on it. But now it's all, wow. Yeah, this thing's ready to go. So let's stick it in a dryer. And I'm only gonna put, a couple of minutes. All right, now. Okay, so I gotta select the setting. Let me see. This is for the one down there. This is for the one up. So I gotta select this setting, and what do I press this button, or it tells me to insert the coin, but Low temperature. Yeah, I know what the things mean in Chinese. I just don't know how to set it. Let me just put, okay, so it says 6 minutes for 10 NT. So if I pop this in, and I think I have to go, yeah, see, this will be high temperature. Okay, this is a low temperature. Okay, low temperature is here. Okay, so we're going to start. So now she's spinning. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one here. And that'll be 12 minutes at low heat. I think that's going to be okay. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, it was a good wash job. Amazing. So I think what I want to do is I think I want to do the one that I got now, the black one. See, when I went to Thailand, I had this bag when I went to Thailand at the beginning of 2022. My wife asked me if I wanted to get a brand new bag, and I think she was trying to tell me that that one doesn't look so good. And I got the black one, see? Here's the same exact one, see? Partake. And this is jet black. Same design, same pockets, everything. It's getting dirty though, because I've been carrying this one since, well, we went to Thailand in January of 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I've been carrying this one for 2 years. And I haven't carried that one for 2 years. So that's why I wanted to get that done. And since the, the money pouch is interchangeable, I can put the black one in there, and a brown one in this one if I want to. All right. So the last couple of laundromat shows that I have done, I was sitting out front. But that's where they're sitting now. They're sitting out front now. So I don't want to go out there and disturb them. I've cut down on coffee and tea tremendously because that's what's been giving me my heart palpitations. But if I have a small cup of coffee, and tea doesn't bother me as much. I can have a regular tall cup of, like iced tea. But if I have like 3 or 4 during the day, then I start getting PVCs, premature ventricular contractions. But they have a machine over here. And I did show this once. I don't know if they have tea. Let's go take a look. Let me put my mask on because I'm going over there near the other people and I just want to keep everybody comfortable and stuff. So let's see if they have a tea. I'm going to go on the camera. Okay, no. All right. By the way, is there any distortion? I think it's peak limiting. I think I might be, okay, so it's latte, chocolate milk, caramel macchiato, Americano, hazelnut milk tea, a bunch of other stuff. Well, like this one, like hazelnut milk tea. I guess you kind of gotta, I don't know, you rotate it around. Okay. Yeah, hazelnut milk tea. Well, that looks really good. Hazelnut latte. Yeah, it's sweet. I don't think you can adjust the, you can't adjust the amount of sugar that you want, but this one's 55 NT. And let's see. Okay, so no problem. I got plenty of it. So, how do you do this? It says that you. Okay, so you got to select it. That means phone way, and then you got to select whether it's going to be cold or hot, and so forth. So anyway, this is going to be milk tea. Okay, so I select this one, and then okay. So what you do? Hot, 30% sugar. See, it's got 30, 50 or so. I want cold, and this is the least amount of sugar I can get. I can't get 0 sugar, so I'll get this guy like this. Okay, so then that's it. I'm gonna pay with cash, obviously. So it wants me to put the put the money in. So okay, so I think I can just put this in. Yeah, see 10, 20, 30. Oh, my watch is coming off. Okay, so my watch is coming off. It's coming undone. 15. Okay, so I think we're ready. Okay, so it's give me my change down here, and the one that fell, it didn't work. Okay, so what's this thing doing? Okay, so clipping my watch back on. So what happened? Did this do it, or what? Did it do it? No, it didn't. So I don't get it. I don't get what happened. Whoa. Yeah. I don't get what happened. So confirm. Okay, so yeah, I selected that and I confirm, yeah, and I paid. So I don't get it. And I don't have. Okay, so zero balance, zero change. Where's my thing? Okay, well that didn't work. Now it's making noise. Maybe it's just taking a long time to make. But the thing that's bugging me is it doesn't say. I bought something from this a long time ago. I didn't have any problems with it at all. You never saw one like this in the States? Huh? I don't know what's going on, but it definitely took my money and didn't give me anything. So it's not. I can't open the door yet. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. No idea. It's acting weird. So okay. Never seen such a machine anywhere. Well, I like this part. I like being able to just, rotate these around and look at them. Could be. I hear it doing something. I think it is. I think you're right. I think it's just slow. I think it just takes. Oh, here you go. Oh, sorry. No, that wasn't it. But what I like is it's got ads and stuff. While you're looking. I got a coffee before, and it took I think like 60 seconds. They call this Touch Cafe. See? Touch Cafe. It's pretty cool. So I don't know. Don't know what to tell you guys. It's not opening yet, so it's not ready. And there's no more money in the return. I got all of it out. I had put one coin in, it didn't accept, and it ran down, and it was 55. See, it was the hazelnut latte is 55 NT, so that's the one that I chose. Okay, all right, that's the one that I chose, and so I don't know what to tell you, but the machine accepted my money and didn't give it back to me, so I mean, it should be working, and the question is, do I want to try it again? I don't know. It doesn't say that it's, so here's what you do. You select, okay? You select, right? So then you select, okay? And then it says, that's the flavor that you want, right? Then it says cold or hot. Okay, so I selected cold. Okay, then it says confirm, and you confirm here, right? but it's not this. You confirm on this, like that, and it goes, and it's got 28 seconds to, okay, so let me do this. I have 10. Whoops, and nope, didn't do it. Wait a minute, no, now it says beverages making. Oh, this is weird. It took my, that's strange. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it gave me all the money before, and I just didn't realize it when I picked it up. But I looked at what I had in my hand, and it didn't seem to match what I put in there. But let me see. It had. Never mind. Whatever. You would think so. But anyway, it's making it now. And it says 42 seconds left. Okay. So it's really clear what it's really clear now in Chinese. It's telling me that it's cold. See, it's making a cold version of it. Okay. And it says that the production time will be 23 seconds left, or 22 seconds. So, yeah. And there's the whole thing, making the drips and stuff. So, I don't know. Never a dull moment. Live and learn, right? Okay, so 2 seconds. Beverage is complete. Please take care. Oh, and my 5 NT dropped out. Okay, that's my change. Oops, whoops. And, oh, there you go. Here it is. And it's got a cover on it. Look at this. You guys see anything like that? Hey, that's not bad. Okay. Well, that took, about as long as it took to dry my bed. All right, so. What it is when it's doing that countdown, that's when you have to add the money. So, anyway. It's a sippy cup. It's nice and cold. Doesn't taste like hazelnut. This tastes like coffee, but it may have been hazelnut coffee. Hang on. It is coffee. It's not hazelnut tea. So in Taiwan, they have tea latte also. And it didn't actually say tea. The stuff next to it said tea. So this said hazelnut latte, so it's supposed to be a hazelnut coffee latte. And, my food is done. And I think the dryer has stopped running. Let's go take a look. Oh, by the way, claw machines, they're everywhere. Okay. So it wouldn't surprise me that after tomorrow there might be signs like no live streaming or photography allowed. Okay, so let's see, is this thing is actually still a bit wet. Well, I can't tell if that's I can't tell if that is dirt left. I think it's just, oh, because the back looks pretty good. No, it needs about at least as much as that. Again, so. Okay, hold on. So here's what I'm going to do. This time I'm going to put 18 in here. I'm going to go low temperature, start. So I'm going to put this in here for 18 minutes, and then it should be nice and dry, but not over dry. All right, so I need to know, I see the peak limiter light coming on. So I think this is telling me that it's a little bit too hot. Let me do this. All right. This is number 2. This is audio level 2. Is that okay? I mean, yeah, it looks like it's on my receiver. The audio level is full screen, but it's not peaking like it was. Having the ability to the output level of the receiver is a very important function. Okay, good. It's a very important function if you're interested in a wireless microphone solution, because you know everything takes a different level. And so they have another cable that's designed for like DSLRs too, and it can just sit right on the hot shoe of the DSLR. So before I leave, problem is I don't think there's any tissues, but they may have some cleaning cloths. I think they might have some cleaning cloths over there. So before I leave, I'm going to clean this table off really well, throw my trash away, and make sure that I leave it at least as good as the way I found it. So this is actually a nice place because free Wi-Fi. Of course, they don't advertise it. They don't have the Wi-Fi password anywhere. I just input the default one that everybody uses in Taiwan. And I had like 120 down and 50 up or something on my mobile. It's just sitting here, so it's a way to go. All right. Now, let me see if there's anything I can show you guys. There's a couple temples that I want to show, excuse me, on a live stream. And I checked it out today. And I checked it out yesterday, sorry. And two of the, this is one that's in Shinfeng, and they're in the middle of renovating it, so they got scaffolding up everywhere. So, and it's not going to be a good idea to go there, you know, and try to do a live stream and show it. And around the corner, which is odd, around the corner is a temple that's even bigger. This thing is a monstrosity, and it's like, you know, half a kilometer up the road. And so that thing is a monster, and they're in the middle of upgrading it and renovating it. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to show, you know, those guys. Now, what's been happening in Taiwan is I don't think I got a screen capture today. I'm pretty sure this is yesterday's, but yeah, what's that? That was 4/8, so today's 4/10. Oh, this is 2 days ago. Yeah. See, we've had the last couple of days. We've had over 300 local cases, and today they broke 400. It's not completely out of control. You know, it's not like it's going 200, 600, 1,000, 2,500 and going nuts like that. It's going, well, we had one day that was 384 domestic. Like the day before it was 391. So, you know, it wasn't like it was such a big deal. But what's happening is this is making me not want to do some of the tours that I have planned, because especially where I want to do the Huco Day Market, which is an amazing place. You guys have seen me do this on Periscope. That's where, you know, that long street full of vendors, and they're all friendly. They all want to talk. They all want to say hi and stuff. And then you take a little turn and go through a very narrow alleyway into the inside of the building. And there's like a whole hidden section in there. That's an amazing place, and I like to show that to people. But I'm just not so sure that with, you know, the amount of local cases that we got going up, that it would be a good idea. Because, you know, my daughter's school had a case, and they closed the school. They're on Google Classroom now, and they had everybody on Saturday. We had to take her in there, and all the kids in school, every single one of them, got a rapid test. All the staff got a rapid test, and so they determined that nobody has COVID-19 except that one student that was in the first grade that was confirmed by the Taiwan CDC. Of course, a lot of cases are asymptomatic here in Taiwan, which is really interesting. And there's an incubation period too. So, you know, a couple of days from now, the situation could change. It could be more from the school, but so far there's not. Tests here in Taiwan are pretty decent. We have a high quality control here, and they've worked out, you know, the details. It depends on how you do the amplification. I mean, the thing is, if you amplify a signal high enough, I mean, you can find anything. You can find stuff from, you know, that you had 20 years ago, and say it'll look like you're positive for it, but it's not. But they seem to be pretty well on it, you know. On Wednesday, if you go to the Real Taiwan.tv and you look at my schedule, on Wednesday I'm going to do the Leo home in Fangliao and walk around to the back to the mausoleum. It's pretty interesting. There shouldn't be anybody there. That place is always dead. And they have a family, it's actually what they call a twin hall design. And they have a family temple. It's a Taoist temple. And they got paintings on the wall of some of the ancestors. That was pretty cool. And it's a classic example of Hakka kind of architecture, you know. And it's a really, really good example. And I've taken, excuse me, a lot of the live streamers, like John Ho and Casper and Yuka, and I've even taken John Sabo and some others. In the past, there have been some issues with the connectivity there, but that's all of that has been upgraded. The last couple times I went there, it was great. But the one thing about the HeyGo app that I really like is that it allows you to do test broadcast. You can set up, press a button, and go live, but nobody can see it unless you share a link. And if you want, you can also make an arrangement. This is really cool, to be able to have the support staff view your test stream if you're having problems. It's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. They really got their act together. So I can do a quick run through, and then it gives you a chart, time and signal strength over time, which is great. So you go, okay, well, when I went inside the building, that signal dropped, but then it came back up, and then you know where to go. It's amazing. And the app is so cool because there is an audio indicator it's a VU meter, you know, and you can see your audio going up and down. And right next to it is a an RF meter, like the number of bars, you know. But you don't have to look at the top of your phone for your little tiny, you know, and notification bar. And in some apps, you know, it's like with Prism, it covers it up. I can't see it. But in the Hey Go app, that's just so. It's so well designed for live streamers, and you know, this should have been done. I mean, I talked about this with Dave, you know, and this should have been how Periscope did it from the beginning. They should have quit goofing around with the VIP. They should have quit goofing around with all these little gifts and stuff. Like, that's what they do in these Asian apps, like 17. You give somebody a car. Okay, well, what the heck is that? It's not a real car. But Hey Go gives you cash. That's the way to do it. So, yep. No, it's picking it up all right. So, I just hope it's not a copyrightable song. And that's the other thing about Hey Go. There's none of those copyright hits. It's crazy. So what I like about it is, I don't do live streaming, you know, for money, specifically to make money. I do live streaming because I like it and it's fun, but it's gotten boring over the years. So I've been doing it for 7 years, you know, and I love talking to you guys. Don't get me wrong, and I really like talking about things and sharing stuff, you know, life hacks and things that I've learned, because I'm older than a lot of you guys are, but that's cool. But I've shown a tremendous amount of stuff, but I've also spent a lot of money. Now, the other guy that spent money is Dave. I mean, Dave's trip to Greenland, that broke him, man. You guys don't know this, but I mean, so he's spent like a couple of life savings practically on live streaming. But with Hey Go, it's a completely different group of people. And the people usually they might be invalid, they might be shut-ins, there might be seniors that don't have any resources to travel, you know. And this is really like why Periscope was started, right? To be able to show the world to people. But Periscope never really made it worthwhile for the Periscopers. I used to hear people like Carrie, you know, Pass the Bananas. She used to get on and go, boy, if I can only figure out how to monetize this. You know, that shouldn't have been her job. That should have been monetized, you know, by the creators. And so what I've been doing is, because I understand that most people don't have all that money, you know. Oh, good. Most people don't have all that much money, and especially, you know, the demographic, the Hey Go demographic, they're usually seniors, they're retired, they have a fixed income, but they want a tip. You know, some of these tour guides are showing some, you know, pretty amazing things, right? And things that they would never be able to get on a plane and go see themselves, and they appreciate it, so they want to give them like $10 or $20. But the problem is, that's all the money they got. So I have been reading, because there are some Facebook groups. There's the Hey Go Voyagers. You guys should join that if you're interested, and you can, you know, talk with the guides, and the guides will create events and so forth. And the Voyagers, the people who look at the tours are called the Voyagers, and the streamers are called guides. You can interact with the guides and other Voyagers too. But the interesting thing is, I have been thinking about this, and I have a kind of an Asian, or more of a Taiwanese approach. And I told people the other day, I said, if you want to give me a tip, that's fine, but make it a maximum of $2. That's just fine. You can tip, and you don't have to feel bad because you don't have enough money, because I know that many of you are on a limited budget. I mean, we all are. We all have a budget. But I also want you to have money left over so you can give some other guide. You can go to other tours. I don't want you to feel like, you know, okay, because some people, and I really admire, you know, their integrity, but it's not necessary. But some people won't go and view a tour unless they can tip. I understand that. I appreciate that, because you know how it is. if you go to a restaurant and the chef makes a fantastic meal, you want to pay for that. That you show your appreciation. People don't want to get things for free necessarily. Of course, there's always scumbags that do. But here's the principle. Excuse me. You know what? I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to go walk over here and look at the dryer, but I'm going to keep talking. When my wife and I got married, we had our wedding anniversary, our wedding reception party at the biggest hotel in Kaohsiung, the Ambassador Hotel. And it's pretty expensive. Okay, it's still going. Dryer's still going. It's pretty expensive, you know. It's on the top floor of this big, huge hotel. And we had 22 tables, and each table seated 10 people. So we had a lot of guests. But in Taiwan, they have a custom. And the custom is that whenever the guests show up, they bring money. They contribute. Buying gifts, wedding gifts, isn't such a big thing here. But when you go to the wedding party, the wedding reception, they bring cash. And it's usually a standard, normal kind of contribution is about $100, $110. This is really funny. There's always somebody, 2 or 3 people, that have a ledger. And the guests come and they give their name, and they may show their invitation, and they have a red envelope, which we call hongbao. And they give the hongbao, and it has their name on it. And so they'll mark down like, you know, Charles Liu family or whatever, and how much money they contribute. And so the bride and the groom get this. Now, I don't necessarily go along with the idea of recording how much people give, because it's not how much you give that's important, but they do it anyway. This is just how the custom is, okay? So not going to change that. But the point that I'm getting at is this. At the end of the night, at the wedding reception, you're supposed to settle the bill. And now this is Taiwan, and you know how the economy is different. This economy, the scale is different, and how things here cost less than they do in other countries. But our wedding in 2007 was about $7,000 US. That's the wedding reception for all those tables, and the food was amazing. It was incredible. It was like 10-course meal. It's just crazy stuff, you know. I got pictures of all the food and everything. And so, with the cash gifts that we had gotten from all the guests, we were able to cover that bill completely, and had money left over that we gave to my wife's parents, because my wife's parents are retired and they have a limited income, and you know, I mean, her dad bought a new suit and stuff and everything. So as a gift to her parents, we just gave them the balance. And we, that is my wife and I, just starting out on our new life, married life, weren't saddled down with this huge debt. I like that, kind of a sharing the wealth kind of thing, right? And that's the approach that I have with Hey Go and the tips. If you have 50 people, and by the way, the platform takes 40%. Now, it may seem like a lot, but I'm going to tell you right now, if they take 40%, it means they're making money, and that means the platform is going to stay around. And to me, that's worth everything, because we put so much time and effort into Periscope, and they just pulled the rug out from underneath us. Remember that? I remember Broadcast. I got involved with Broadcast. Broadcast was a very nice app. The app that had the voice messaging, and we had so much fun doing like celebrity impersonations and things. And I got invited to Dubai. I gotta plug this in. My phone's getting ready to run out of battery. I got invited to Dubai to go to their annual business meeting, and at the last minute, their their investor pulled out, and that was the end of that. No more. And so Broadcast was done. So, if the app stays in business because it takes 40%, go for it. But that's still only 60%. That's a lot. So, if you have 100 people in your tour and everybody gets $2, that's fine. That ends up being really good. That's not bad at all. And that doesn't break the bank for any individual. You know, now some people will always say, no, I want to give more. They want to give 10 or 15. I've done 2 tours, and some people will give $20. I was like, wow, I think that's a lot. I appreciate that. But the thing is in the app, when you get the report, you don't know who gave what. That's anonymous. But in the app, as you're looking in the comments, it'll say so-and-so gave a tip, but it doesn't say how much. Okay, hold on. And later on, you get the notification. All right, I'm gonna have to hang on a second. I got to put my my battery bank. This isn't gonna be fast enough. I got to put my battery bank on here because I don't want to lose the battery of the phone. Okay. Okay, good. Now, so that's my philosophy, is that instead of a couple of people contributing larger amounts and then maybe not going, to view other tours because they feel guilty, because they appreciate it, and they want to help. And some of the people on Hey Go, some of the Hey Go guides are actual real life, government sponsored or government vetted licensed tour guides, and they've been severely affected by the pandemic. And so this is a way for them to continue being a tour guide. And a lot of the Voyagers know this, and so they want to contribute. But all I'm saying is that if everybody just gives $2, charging is slow. Why does it keep doing this? If everybody gives $2, that's all you need. Charging shouldn't be slow. Look, I'm sorry, I got to do this again. I got to put I'm going to go USB-C to USB-C. I got all these different cables and so HEYGO. Like, hey, let's go. HEYGO. Hey, go. Now, this should be considerably faster because it's USB-C to USB-C. Okay. Now, all right. And it's a nice app, and there's a lot of cool stuff. Now, the thing is, there's some people that are doing things that I just would never have thought of for a tour. But it turns out that once the guides get, their own following, and kind of like with you guys and me, we've known each other for a long time, and you know what I'm about and what I do. So we have discussions and talk about things, So some of the guides are doing that. They're not only showing you around, they're doing Q&A, or they might just say, I want to have a talk with you guys, and they talk about a particular thing that's going on, in their area. Maybe some tours they want to talk about when they, in a future point in time. So it's actually pretty cool, and some people are doing things that don't have anything to do with where they live, but they might be good looking or they might be interesting, and so they're doing like cooking shows and stuff, but not cooking the kind of food that's, it's just, you know what I'm saying. So Dave is on there and calls himself Travel Japan, and I'm on there, John Sabot also, and some others. So I mean, it's no secret anymore, but one of the things that we wanted to do was to try it out and see, because here's the thing, I've been doing Taiwan Live TV for, since April of 2016, and I've done a ton of stuff, and over the last 2 years, I've kind of ramped it way down because I kind of did like everything a long time ago. And so some might argue, well, why should I, you know, pay on HeyGo when I can just go back and watch your replays? And yeah, you can, but you can't interact in real time. And the other thing too that the HeyGo app does, and they're really good about it, they have put so much thought into this. Their map function works great. So when you're watching a tour, you can go to the map and see exactly where the tour guide is and where they're walking, which direction they're going, and you get like a trail on the map where they've been. It's pretty cool. But they also allow postcards, which is really cool. There's a postcard button. It's a screen cap button, and when you press the button, it takes a picture of what's on the screen, but eliminates all the other overlay stuff like the comments, and it saves them. You can download them if you want, or you can publish them to your profile on HeyGo, which is really cool. And so many of these people are experiencing places like Taiwan that they've never seen. Now you guys know me. I changed my whole project to the real Taiwan because that's what I call myself on HeyGo. Because I realized that there's no way I can say this without sounding a bit arrogant, maybe. But you guys know that I live far outside of the tourist areas. And these people that come in, nobody speaks English. I mean, well, maybe they do, but it's highly unlikely that they do. The stuff that I show is more realistic of the interior portions of Taiwan. And I have more day-to-day, real-life interactions with people in Chinese. You guys know this. You see me a lot. You see me do this. Like I'll go to these night markets and stuff, and you guys will say, well, ask them how much this is, and why don't you order something and stuff. It's all in Chinese. There are tour guides that are in Taipei, and they're showing the same thing. They're showing Taipei 101. They're showing, you know, Xindian. They're showing like Sanjia. They're showing the, you know, the big tourist night markets and stuff. And there's only so much of that you can take, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's the same thing. So I am trying to make a big demarc, a big differentiation between what I do in the real Taiwan and what some of these other tour guides do. I'm not trying to speak disparaging against other tour guides. They can do whatever they want, and just like Chinese restaurants, they have their own customers. I got my own customers too. That being said, though, some of these guys are just walking down the street and just looking in windows like this business and that business. I do that sometimes. But this neighborhood, you guys know for a fact, and you've been very fortunate. For years, you've been watching me in this neighborhood. Friends of mine like Michael Turton. Michael Turton is a Taipei Times correspondent, and he's known as Taiwan's most famous political blogger. I introduced him to George at JTS, and all those guys, they know who he is. And Michael Turton comes to my neighborhood. He's been coming to my neighborhood since 2006 when we first met, and he said there's no place like this anywhere in Taiwan. And so I want to do a HeyGo tour, which is going to be very much like a late night that you guys have all seen. Well, I'm going to walk up and down this street where the High Life is and the Family Mart and all those places. And the HeyGo audience is all going to be new to them, and they're all going to be like, wow, I've never seen anything like this. Because another thing that you guys know, and you're fortunate enough to know over time, associating with Taiwan Live TV, is that Taiwan is full of different ethnicities. You walk down the street in this neighborhood, and maybe 30 to 35% of the people that you see are Taiwanese. The rest are not. The majority are not Taiwanese, and people don't know that. And they wouldn't know that, which is different in places like Taipei and those other areas. But I also have some tours scheduled for, like, you guys may have remembered the broken bridge that I did down in Miaoli years ago on Periscope. And you guys, everybody remembers the huge sitting Buddha down in Kaohsiung. I want to do that again. And I'm going to do the 9/21 memorial. That's the Gigi earthquake that has the tower that tilted, so it's pretty interesting. So yeah, that's what I try to do. Exactly, that's what I try to do, Jay Boy. And some of the stuff that you guys, I mean, if some of you guys could understand Chinese, you would be shocked. Back in the old days, there was I'm not going to mention any names, but there was a female person who lived in Bali that speaks Chinese, who used to come on my streams, and she would often be shocked at some of the things that some of the people in the background were saying. But yeah, it's the real thing. So now here's the thing, guys. A couple of you have asked me before, hey MJ, I got a Patreon. You guys have been watching me for years. I know some of you probably would like to, give me $10 or something like that. That's cool. It's also cool if you don't. So when you go to Hey Go, I don't want you to feel any obligation. But I also want to make it clear that if any of you guys watch my, you regular guys that watch my streams, you go in Hey Go and you'll give me $20, man. I'm gonna be like, I won't know it's you, but I'm gonna be kind of like, no. $2. That's the deal. The last stream that I went on, I told people that, I think there should be for me, it's up to everybody. These other guys can do whatever they want. But for me, I think a maximum tip of $2 is just fine. But please, be sure and say hi. I don't know if your Hey Go username is going to line up, with the username that I'm familiar with you guys. But also, do me a favor if you can, and try not to refer too much of my previous work, because I don't want to draw the audience away from Hey Go and the Real Taiwan back to the stuff I was doing like 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, things are different now, and like in the case, for example, of the broken bridge, there was a replacement bridge built right next to it, and they're not using the replacement bridge anymore, and so now they have put some electric cars on there that tourists can ride, and they can go inside one of the train tunnels. And these train tunnels, I mean, this goes back to the era of the steam engine, and these tunnels are hand hewn. There's guys in there with dynamite and pickaxes, and they just chipped basically a hole through the mountain. So I don't know what the reception is going to be like in there, but those are the kinds of of things that are there now. So I'm kind of starting over. So yeah, exactly, clean slate. I'm kind of starting over. Okay, look, I'm going to get up again. Let's leave this here, and I'm going to check the dryer because I think it's done. And if that's the case, then I'll be sure and show you what it looks like. Hold on. Oh. All right, let's see. And testing 1, 2. I got my back turned so the microphone transmitter is on the other side of my body, and so I just wonder if you can still hear. And this is completely dry. But I see. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Oh, okay. Well, I need to bring this back and wait a second. Hang on. Did that come out? Oh, I think this is missing. Where did that go? That little removable change thing I told you about, the bill thing. It's not in the dryer, it's not in the bag, it's not in the dryer, and it's not in the washer. So oh, here it is. Oh, you know what? Oh, for crying out loud. It came out, and now it's, okay. Well, I'm stupid. All right, I'll show you this in a second. You'll see what I mean. I told you about that little removable money pouch. And so it fell out of the bag and stayed in the washer, and I didn't even know it. Duh. So what I'd like to know is, while I was over there yakking, did any of the audio drop out? Oh, I like it. I got to take this off. This is a pull. I love these pulls, and I need to put this on the bag I got now. Ooh, I forgot about that. I left it on there. I can just let this air dry. Now this bag, you can see, still has some, it looks like dirt maybe, some marks on it. And what it is the finish on it has been, it's not dirt, I don't think. Can you see that? Let me see. It looks a little bit, let me see if I can do this. It looks a little bit dirty. See, like right down in here. Let me turn it over to the front, because the front gets more action. But if you can see, like these lines right in here, this kind of stuff. Okay, thanks. This kind of stuff here, right? Audio is on without any breaks. That's fantastic. Because I had my back turned, and so the microphone was in front of my body, but I had my back towards the receiver. I don't know if you guys can see this, so it's a little bit discolored. But I think what that is, on the outside of the bag has kind of been worn down. But, you know, I mean, anyway, sure smells clean. I may take some of that that pre-wash spray. You guys know what I'm talking about. I might take some of that pre-wash spray and spray this thing really good and give it a good scrubbing and see if I can get it to come out. Maybe I need to do like a hand wash after this. This is the main wash. And you know, the inside is pristine clean. This bag is great. There's a little pocket on the front. And what I do here is I put like my battery banks and stuff in this. Okay, zipper. Then the inside, this is where the wallet goes, okay, like this. This is where the wallet goes in here. It snaps in here. But there's two pockets here. And these, when I put my mobile phone in and I put something else, like I've got like a fan. And in this big section here, I put like my mask holder in. I put some restaurants that I go to, I have like a menu, a foldable menu, you know. The main compartment has two more of these big pockets in here, and I got all kinds of stuff in there, and it's a big main pocket. This is where I put my all my my alcohol and I carry my 360 camera and all kinds of other jazz. And inside inside the bag is another zipper compartment, and I put special stuff in there, like I got my vaccination card and things like that. And I also put some spare medicine in there, so when I run out of my main stash of medicine, I know I got a reserve in here. And in the back, there is yet even another zipper compartment. And in the back of this one, this is where I always put like cables and things, because they usually lie flat. So these were really nice bags. And this bag cost about 75 bucks. And comes with this snap-in, really large billfold. And you can see, by the size of my hand. And it's really nice. So I have enjoyed this. This company, Partake, is a Taiwanese company, and I have been enjoying their products for a long time. And so I had this bag for at least 2 years, and then I got the other one. And so this one is exactly the same. And I have my battery bank out because I'm doing the phone, right? But I still got everything in, just like I said. This is my phone case. I got my pens, and this is the wallet. I've got my mask holder in there and all kinds of paper stuff in here. And then inside the main thing is where I got my medicine and just everything that I said. So it's been really good. And I always thought that, I always thought it might be fun. Yeah, it is. It really is. I thought it might be fun to try to get like a Taiwanese, like a late night, branded. Kind of talked to them about doing that, a late night brand or something like that. It says, funny thing is, you never know about men, especially guys from the U.S. or other Western countries, because there's a chef in Taiwan. He's world renowned. His name is Nigel. He's from the UK. Really cool guy. I haven't seen him for a long time, but Nigel was asking me about my about my bag. Because all men here in Asia, pretty much, and especially in Taiwan, all men carry bags. I mean, if you don't carry a bag, what do you do with your battery bank? What do you do with your cables? What do you do with your headphones? I mean, it's a necessity, some kind of bag. And so many guys are hung up on it. It looks like you're gay or something, just dumb like that, as if that makes, anyway, you know what I'm saying. So it's irrelevant, right? So Nigel was asking me about, the kind of bags that I carry and so forth. And he said that he wanted the mono sling. You guys are seeing that. It's just a single strap, and the bag is in the front, okay, like this. And it's kind of like could be long, could be teardrop shaped, which I have one of those too that I use for my tech gear when I go on the road. Like I took that when I went to see Dr. Sears. I put my gimbal in and all my other stuff for live streaming. But he said if he carried, now this is Nigel, he said if he went back to the UK and carried a bag like this, he said the guys would laugh him out of the pub. And I was thinking, they wouldn't laugh me out of the pub. Because I would be like, oh, I'm sorry, you have me confused with somebody who gives a crap what you think. Because that wouldn't be me. So, sometimes people are just, men in particular, they'll give you, their unsolicited opinion. Oh, that's a nice bag. So, being from Taiwan, I have an advantage because I can always say stuff like, we have a saying in Chinese that "没有人问你," which roughly translates to "nobody asked you." But it is a nice design, and I would like to get a late night version. And I don't know. I think the modern man, you gotta have a bag, man. I mean, for years, women had an advantage, and some women carry too much stuff. You guys have, yes, they did. Times have changed, very much so. I have dated women that I picked up their bag, and I swear, you could have done a workout with it. You could have done, okay, I'm going to put behind my back, I'm working on my triceps, okay? This is what I'm doing, my triceps. Just your pocketbook, They're like that. But you need a pen. In the old days, the nerds used to have the pocket protector in their shirt, right? Yes, your wife's bag, yeah. I hear you. Honey, I want to go to the gym. I need your bag. Yeah, so. Buy another one, okay? Then I can just use them for, instead of, forget the kettles, forget the kettle weights. I'm just going to lift your bags, right? So, I carry like pens. And it's funny, Dave and Osaka and I, we found out we have a mutual appreciation for writing instruments. So I have a ballpoint pen and I have a fountain pen in my bag, and for years I've carried my moleskin travel, it's kind of like Sean Connery, with Indiana Jones, the journal and stuff. I've had one of those, all kinds of stuff in it. I should show it to you sometime. I should show you that. Diagrams of places I've been. It's things like, archaeological sites and temples and things. Pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I mean, if I had to leave my bag. I mean, I got my 360 camera in there and all kinds of stuff, and my medicine and things, and I just don't care what other people think. And if you ever get that kind of crap, right? I just got some kind of a weird notification. I don't know what it said. Something about limited time for broadcasting. I don't know what that means. But okay, that completely threw me. Gosh, sorry about that. It's just that if anybody says anything to you, it just shows that they're narrow-minded and they got like a weird outlook. And I usually just say stuff like, well, you couldn't carry something like this because obviously it bothers you. But I will say this is funny. I was in Florida, and Florida is a weird place. And I grew up in Florida. My parents moved there when I was 3 years old. My brother still lives there, and Florida's weird. I went there to visit Dr. Sears in 2018, and I had my batik shirt on. It's beautiful. You guys have seen my batik shirts, beautiful colors and everything. And I had a very colorful man bag. I was carrying a designer one that's hand painted, the hand painted design, and it was very colorful. My wife loves it. But it could look a little effeminate to some people. But in Asia, I mean, a lot of guys carry women's bags. You'll see a man walking around with an Yves, Saint Laurent or something like that, or Chanel. It says it clearly on the outside, but he's carrying it because it has the pockets that he wants, has the design he wants, and the strap and everything. And so, yeah, why not? Who cares? And so I was walking around, and I was in Walmart. Oh, gosh, that is just the social experiment of America to begin with. But I was in Walmart with my shopping cart and my very effeminate, very colorful man bag and my colorful shirt. And I was in the women's department because I wanted to get my wife a couple of shirts because I was in America, right? And so, yeah, I know, it's amazing. I know, you guys remember that, right? And so, well, that's what I'm saying. Everything I'm doing now with a real Taiwan and Heygo is new. And so, I was pushing my shopping cart, and I'm looking at, and I'm looking at women's shirts, and I'm feeling the material and stuff. And I've got this kind of, I guess, for Florida, maybe for North America, kind of outrageous looking clothing. And I turned, and I saw a man just standing there, just admiring me a little too closely, I think. But clothes don't make the man, and bags don't make the gender identification either. Or anything else for that matter. So we have one more left, the Pilsner. Now, I'm going to make a little bit of a sound here. Hang on 1 second. I just want to see if I can take a look at, because I just got these. This is the first test today. I'm going to press the button real quick just to get the display back. Gosh, I have a full battery. This is showing a full battery. And the transmitter too has got to be. Oh yeah, these things, they said, I think the book said these last, I think, for 14 hours or something, a ridiculous amount of time. I'm not going to ever run out. But what I need to do is I need to look and see something. So, okay, my phone is back up to 56%. I just don't know what the, oh, you know what I think? I think the notification that I got might have been from Facebook. See, I'm broadcasting on Facebook. I'm broadcasting on the Real Taiwan group on Facebook. It shows I have 0 viewers. So if anybody would like to go to Facebook and check it out and see if every time I broadcast, though, on Facebook on that group, I've gone there after, and looked, and it's there. So I just don't know if people can comment there or not. I don't know. But it's interesting because I've been talking about Hago and the whole, everything I talked about. It's not really a secret, but it's being broadcast on Facebook, and there may be some people from the Hago Voyagers group or some others that have been following me recently, because I think I've done 2 broadcasts, and I think I got 50 some followers or something. So yeah, I did too. You guys know that. And I call it in Facebook, and I've always hated it. But that's where the action is on Hago. And we gotta face facts that older people still use Facebook. Yeah, but we don't know, how hopefully he'll have a good influence on it. But trying to undo, the Jack Dorsey woke legacy is just going to be, but people are pleading with him. I see people sending him messages, please bring back Periscope and all that. He's a businessman, he's a billionaire. If he did with Periscope what Hago is doing, Periscope, for all its problems, okay, I'm going to say this. You guys used to hear me complain about Periscope, but not about the technology. It was the management. It was how they managed it. And they mismanaged the technology because they always came out with iOS stuff first and left us Android people, it's as an afterthought. And the truth is, we never got Sketch, okay, on Android. We never got GoPro capability. We never got drone capability. I was very surprised when we got Periscope Producer. I even probably tweeted that, okay, all you guys using, an iPhone, you got Periscope Producer and all that stuff, and said, we may get it in a year or 2. And so, and then this guy, Simon, I don't know who he is, I don't know anything about him, but he's got this app called Heckle, and it's supposed to be a Periscope clone, and he apparently is also cloning the same mistakes, because it's not available for Android. It's like, come on, you guys, what are you doing? So, anyway, Hago is equally available on both platforms, and it seems to work fine. And on Android, it's okay. So if Elon Musk can undo all of that, and but I have to say this, and Jay Boy, I understand you ditched Facebook a long time ago, but I want to point something out, okay? Facebook saw what was going on with Periscope, and Facebook saw that YouTube was leaning in the same direction, implementing live streaming, right? So they wanted to do it. So instead of buying somebody else's technology and kludging it and trying to, over a period of several years, integrate it into Facebook while neglecting the original app because they knew they were going to kill it, but just didn't tell anybody, and they let people go ahead and base their live streaming life on this platform that they had no intention of continuing, but didn't. It was the band broadcast. Okay, band quit on me because I exceeded the time limit. Okay, fine. So anyway, what I'm getting at is this. Facebook did it right. Facebook made their own live streaming module with their own programmers. And I got to tell you, as much as I never thought I would say this. I swear, I never thought these words would come out of my mouth. As much as I dislike the invasive and time-wasting aspect of Facebook, I like their live streaming platform. It's a decent platform. And the discovery is good, and it's linked to your profile. It's easy to find. It's way easier to find somebody's Facebook live streams than it is to find their live streams on Twitter, for crying out loud. I don't broadcast to Twitter anymore. I turned it off. I turned it off because it's a black hole. I get 10, 15 viewers and that's it. It's gone. Never. It doesn't matter. So I turned off Twitch too. I got nothing going there. So, J-Boy, believe me, bro, I hear you. But right now, with this new project, the Real Taiwan, and with HeyGo, that's where the action is. The HeyGo Voyagers are all there. That group has between 8,000 and 9,000, I think, people, and they're very active and they're very, very passionate. And you mentioned, I'm gonna live stream this on HeyGo. I'm gonna go to this place. I'm gonna bring you on this tour. I'm gonna do all these things, and I had an appreciative message, right? It can be good for business pages too. Yeah, you're right. You're right. When I was accepted, because it's membership only, I said, I want to thank you for allowing me to join this group. I really appreciate it. And within a day, 50, 60 some people welcomed me and gave me the thumbs up. I was like, wow, this is cool. That was good, So, yeah, I figured you would. I mean, the thing about it is, J-Boy, is I know that you're not one of those people that just paints everything with the same brush, so you don't like one little aspect of Facebook, so you don't like the whole thing, everything's individual. But, I mean, if Facebook, if Facebook had a standalone live streaming platform or app like Periscope, we'd all be using that. Yeah, so I like the discovery factor, and I like, the comments and everything. But they didn't go the way that HeyGo goes with the money. See, it's about the money. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the world as it is revolves around money. It's about commercial enterprises. It's not about charity or anything. It's about making money, and capitalistic ventures go forward, and most others don't, at least not at the same rate. And if Periscope had quit goofing around with the VIP system, which in my opinion did nothing but cause divisions between people, it's almost as if Periscope purposely designed a system to pit live streamers against each other so they wouldn't collaborate on projects and do things. Now, fortunately, all the live streamers that you guys know that are in the same sphere as I am, we don't feel that way about each other. We get along, and we appreciate, and we like each other's work, and we like to collaborate if there's something that we can collaborate on. Like, I never view Dave or John Sabot or any of those people. I never view any of those guys as my competitors like that, So there's an opportunity with HeyGo, and the HeyGo Voyagers are very passionate. And if you get a chance, join that group and see what happens. But anyway, you can find what I'm doing just right here at this URL. I don't have a website here on there. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a website on there. I don't know. But the realtaiwan.tv will forward to my HeyGo channel, and it shows the tours that I have. And you can book them in advance, and it's nice because this is another thing. Now get this guys. When you book a tour, you just click on it. Doesn't cost anything. You click on it. It can integrate with your Google Calendar. I mean, I saw that, and it's like the ray of the gods came down. And, it's like, why on earth hasn't anybody else done that? I mean, do you realize the ramifications of that? it's now you don't even have to worry about being notified. Does it for you, and in a way that you get other notifications, and in your Google Calendar you can check for conflicts that you could never check before, because what happens is with Periscope and YouTube, you just get notified every time anybody that you follow does anything, unless you specifically, manage that. But with Hey Go, you can book it, and it's integrated with your Google Calendar. And I saw that, and I was just like, my goodness, somebody. I mean, these guys took the best of everything, and I'm convinced. I mean, okay. I like making a little bit of money. I made $10 the other day. Okay, well, you know what? I just spent $150 on these wireless mics. Okay, so $10 is cool. But what I'm saying is, if that had been done with Periscope at the very beginning, Periscope would still be around. See, Periscope was bought specifically by Twitter to integrate. Hey, T, how you doing? Fist bump to you. To integrate with Twitter. But I got to tell you something. If Periscope was a big moneymaker on its own, nobody would have messed with it. So that's the thing about Hey Go, is that they take 40%. They're going to be around. They're making money. So that's the deal. Thank you. Hooters, appreciate it. I'm at the laundromat. I just finished washing my older man bag and trying to bring it back to life. And we've had a couple of requests, for the laundromat. I do too. I miss Periscope from a technological standpoint, but it was mismanaged. It was all wrong. T, we've been talking about Hey Go. You notice I've changed my my whole project name, the Real Taiwan. If you go to Real Taiwan, therealtaiwan.tv, it'll bring you to my Hey Go live streaming tour guide page, my channel. We can see the tours, because Hey Go, right, is it's been around for a while, and I only recently got involved with it. But yeah, the man bag, yes, everybody here carries them. And I have, this is my brown one, and this is my black one. They're the same design. But I wanted to wash this one because it's been quite a while. Anyway, what I'm saying is, Hey Go allows viewers to give tips, and it's cash money. So there's no coins, there's none of that crap. These little stars and hearts or whatever they are, it's cash. And so it's helping the live streaming community, because many of us spend a lot of money doing these things, But the other thing too, for me, I've been doing this for so long, I've kind of burned out. And you guys have seen my neighborhood a million times, and you've seen the waterfalls, and you've seen, the old streets and the temples and all that things. But I get to do it again for a whole new genre, or a generation, I guess, of live streamers. And the interesting thing that you're going to find out is that most of the Hey Go Voyagers seem to be completely unaware of other live streaming platforms outside of Facebook. They usually use Facebook a lot. Facebook has a group called Hey Go. It's Heygo, Hey Go Voyagers, and that's where the people who watch the tours, the Voyagers are the ones who watch the tours. The guides are the ones that give the tours. So I have some tours scheduled for next week. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I mentioned this earlier. I may cancel Thursday's tour because it is the Hukou Day Market, and right down the street was a hospital that has confirmed cases of COVID-19, and it's right down the street. And so that means that neighborhood has some transmission, and I'm going to be in some tight places. I may cancel that one, but the day before Wednesday, the Wednesday tour at the Fangliao Liu House, the classic Hakka architecture. I'm going to do that because there won't be anybody there. So, oh, you want me to link the? Okay, okay. I'll have to find it because Partake is it's Partake. Partake is a Taiwanese brand, and they're not well known. But I would really, but they're extremely well made. Like I said, this one is like 5 years old or something. And things like inside around the, look at the piping, you know what I mean? The way that they finished the opening of the main compartment with piping. I mean, this attention to detail. And little things like they have a little, like a key ring thing here, right? But I have my Flare audio capsule on here. I keep my earplugs and I keep my Calmer attenuators in there, you know, and it doesn't come off because it's permanently attached. So anyway, while we covered a lot of stuff, we've been on for 2 hours and 11 minutes, and I'm at the laundromat, and let me do this. Yeah, I put my bag in one of the washers and washed it just by itself, and then I put it in the dryer. In the meantime, I went over there to the automated coffee machine. I'm using my wireless mic system, so it doesn't matter where I go. Oh, you don't have to apologize. Don't be silly. My wireless microphone system, so it doesn't matter where I am, and you know, so I just got the clip on. The transmitter has a built-in mic, so it is nice. It's really nice, and I've been here before. I think you may have seen. I think I've done 2 live streams, particularly from out in front. But before I leave, they have some cloths here that are used for cleanup. And before I leave, I'm going to pick up all my trash and wash. And they got some alcohol over there. I'm going to wash the table off and everything and put everything away because I don't want them to find any fault with what I'm doing here. I'm kind of making a mess. I brought my food here. I had dinner here. I got 3 beers and doing the laundry. The laundry's done, but hey. But the cool thing is, there's a guy sitting across from me, and because I had the wireless mic, I was talking like about this, you know, about this level, and people can still hear me, so. But what's cool is if you can, you know, you can talk really low and do this, you know. Fate seldom calls upon us at a time of our choosing. I'm Optimus Prime. That kind of sound, you know, I love that. That was a great line. Fate seldom calls upon us at a time of our choosing. Who writes that stuff, man? So there you go. Anyway, so Tuesday, if you guys want to join on Tuesday, don't feel obligated to give me a tip. But like I said, I want to keep the tips maximum $2 each. That way you spread the wealth and everybody can afford to give a tip if they want to. There isn't anybody that can't afford a $2 tip. But then, like some of the people are limited in their budget. They may say, okay, I can spend $10, I can spend $15 this month on Hey-Go tours, on tipping tour guides, right? And so I want you to have enough money to tip the other ones. Because a lot, in the Hey-Go Voyagers group, there are some people that come right out and say that they feel guilty about going and seeing a nice tour with a guide that's knowledgeable, taking them all around, show them all this stuff, and they can't afford to give them a tip. It bothers them so bad that they don't view the tour. So it's because they want to give them $10. Don't do it. Give them $2, and then give the next one $2. But if everybody, I mean, here's the thing. You get like maybe, let's just say, just for round numbers, you get 100 people. Okay, and so like 10% of the people, so 10 people give $10. So that's $100. But there's 100 people watching. And only 10% tipped. But if 100% of the people, or close to 100% of the people, tip $2, then it ends up being more revenue, but less of a burden for people. T, I talked about earlier how when my wife and I got married, because of the Taiwanese culture of contributing money, when you go to the wedding reception, right, you contribute money, that we were able to pay off, our wedding costs around $7,000 US. We were able to pay, at the end of the night, you're going to settle up the bill at a reception, we were able to pay that strictly from the donations with enough money left over to give our parents, my wife's parents, a gift. So yeah, that's the way to do it. Spread the wealth around, and that's what I say. But I'm really digging this place. And they have Wi-Fi, and the greatest part about the Wi-Fi is they use the default password. Because it's not listed. It doesn't say anything about Wi-Fi anywhere here at all. And so when I set up here the first time, I was just looking in the neighborhood because we do have a local Wi-Fi network, right? Oh, it is. It's nice. And there's some people doing some really amazing things. There's also people doing some stuff that doesn't make any sense, but it's okay. So it is. That is a great way, because so many people, they start out shackled, with a huge debt at the very beginning of their marriage. That's just not the way to go. I know. So hopefully I've used it 2 or 3 times and they haven't caught on. I mean, if they're not sophisticated enough to change the default password, they're probably not sophisticated enough to look at the log to see who's using it. So it's been going for a number of years already. I heard about it, but I just didn't get involved in it. It was only recently that I decided that I guess it would be okay, and it would be okay if people gave me tips if I wanted, I never really... See, you guys, we talked about this. All right, let me make a differentiation. But the Twitch model, where some guy or woman will sit at a computer and play what I consider to be immoral games, like shooting people, killing them, these first-person shooters, and they want you to donate, and they want you to support their sitting on their ass lifestyle playing games. No, not going to do it. And a lot of people use Patreon as a way to get money, and the things normally that they put on Patreon might be things that would be censored on other platforms. So again, it may be, I don't know, risque or something like that. So maybe they're, not everybody, but I'm just saying generally you guys have seen what I'm talking about. So they are appealing to some base nature like that. But with Hey Go, we're going to a temple, we're going to a night market, we're going to an old street, we're showing the neighborhood, we're interacting with people. We're not doing the sitting on my butt, expecting you to pay for me to play games kind of business model. So that's why I have sort of reconsidered that, because people sometimes ask me, do you have a Patreon? Nope. I never wanted anybody to give me money or contribute or anything like that, because it's not why I did it. But over the years, my sciatica's bothered me. Over the years, I've spent a number of, I spent quite a bit of money doing these things, and got investment in equipment and stuff and time, and might as well get paid for it. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And a lot of people feel that way. And I never understood the mentality of people that would pay to watch somebody play a game. Oh, this is fun for me. Yeah, so, right. Right. And for years, Dave's been giving this stuff away for free. Dave is the best live streamer in the world. He's been giving this stuff away, like going to Myanmar, goes to Thailand and Laos, the drone stuff. Yeah, it's time. It's time, that he gets, I'm burping here. It's time that he gets some payback. So Dave's on HeyGo too. So I'm not on HeyGo to make money. I'm on HeyGo to give people a service, to show them things that they don't have any way of seeing on their own. And it turns out that the demographic of HeyGo users, right, is a lot of them are disabled or physically challenged or retired or otherwise, they don't have the budget or the ability to travel themselves. So we're helping them, right? Yes, exactly. Yeah, the gamer streams I just don't get, and it's a big business worth millions of dollars, and I don't get that. I don't get it. I mean, it's just like, so. What happened with the apps? I heard a rumor that HAPS is going to shut down. I wrote about it on livestreaming.technology. I went in several HAPS live streams and I asked the question, is HAPS shutting down? And I posted a link to livestreaming.technology to the article that I wrote. It's my website. And so I got accused of, just trying to promote my stupid website, and I'm full of crap, and people don't know what I'm talking. I don't know what I'm talking about. All this stuff, right? Well, HAPS is shutting down. The rumor was right, and so all of those people who, called me out. What are we? Gunfighters? What is this? 1879? Oh, I'm calling you out, right? Okay. Well, let me check my gun. All those people that called me out, they're all wrong. Excuse me, those reliable sources, those world-renowned live streamers that had inside information were right. They have a new name for it. HAPS, I forget what it's called. You know why? I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's invitation only. Oh yeah. And it's music only. And it's portrait mode only. It's like everything, that's wrong with, and okay. I have a list of how to not make money live streaming. Portrait mode only, check. Invitation only, check. Music only. Rubber stamp. I mean, it's crazy, right? And so, when they changed over to the new HAPS and they said, we don't want people on our platform who just want to be famous, just for the sake of being famous. What does that mean? Be famous for the sake of being famous. Why else would you be famous? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. So no, they don't know what they're doing. Is what it amounts to. They borrowed $4.7 million and they acted like that's a lot of money. That's lunch money. $4.7 million is a realm that I deal with every day. That's like lunch money, okay, for a lot of us. Yeah, if I lost $4.7 million, I'd be crying, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying $4.7 million isn't special. It's not that much, and you can burn through that cash. If your cash flow burn rate is high, you could burn that up in weeks or days. and it's their app is just so buggy, you know. And the guys that are running it don't have a clue. They had one of their town halls, and it was, I guess his name is Goodman, Mark Goodman, and you know, they're in portrait mode, and one guy's on top and one guy's on the bottom. And the guy on the bottom is a developer, and he said, "Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen the app outside of the development platform." And I'm like, or the development environment, and I'm like, what? Then Mark said, "Oh, this is great. Look at all these people from all over the world." I'm thinking, what are you, new? You don't know, this is live stream. You don't, then I realized, these guys they're not live streamers. They don't know anything about live streaming. And you know, this comes down to, I don't know. I don't know where he's from. And I don't know why they did that. They got bad advice, obviously. But this is a big problem, and you guys are going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever dealt with a situation where it's obvious that the people running something don't use their own products? They don't use their own website, they don't use their own services, so they have no idea the flaming hoops that you have to jump through to get things done on their platform. It happens a lot, and that's HAPS. They don't know. They're not live streamers. They don't use it for live streaming. The developer never saw the app outside of the development environment. What is wrong with you people? What do you mean? Okay, so you design a car and you never drove it off the track? You didn't take it home and like put groceries in the back or go shopping or take your kids to the park? Okay, fine. So how do you know your design works? Sorry, I sound like I'm being harsh, but I'm in manufacturing. These are just normal things that you do. You know, it's just crazy. Yeah, Goldman, I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's it, Goldman, I'm sorry, yeah, so. They did. They did. And if you go to livestreaming.technology, the most viewed posts are about HAPS. Dean posted something. You guys know Dean SMS, right? He posted about HAPS, and it's got, you know, a couple thousand views, and then somebody calls himself Disabled came on. I don't know who this person is, but they're a HAPS user. They came on and said that people are being duped and lied to and all this stuff, and you know, Randy Wharton and all those. And the problem is they did the whole thing about you know, the Periscope scare. Do you remember that? I called them out. See, they don't like me because if somebody sends me an email and it's full of crap, reply to all, okay, you're going to get it now, and I let them have it. And the thing that I called them out on was the FOMO, fear of missing out, about, you know, you're gonna lose your audience and move to HAPS. And HAPS is not equivalent to Periscope by any stretch of the imagination. And I said in the email, I said, the Periscopers already have a place. It's called Twitter Live. You know, you need to offer something better. And I told them, I said, HAPS is dead. You just don't know it yet because you don't know what you're doing. And I told them that a year ago, and they took me off their mailing list. All the other emails and stuff, that was it. They didn't want to hear about it. They didn't answer me. I went line by line with very logical arguments. I have these emails. If you guys want to see them, I'll screen print them and show them to you. I let them have it because it was inappropriate, and many of the Periscope users back, you know, from way back when were offended by that because it was, okay, somebody's dead, you don't need to be a vulture, you know, and so, yeah, Periscope was dead, we knew it, but they didn't replace it with anything, you know, and that's the problem. I heard two guys one time at a bar years ago talking about how they destroyed the faith of a priest, a Catholic priest. And they were gloating over it. So I asked them, I said, hey guys, overheard what you're saying. They're like, yeah, what do you think? It's great, huh? And I said, okay, we destroyed this guy's faith. What did you replace it with? They're like, what do you mean? I said, well, that was his whole life. He was a priest, and you destroyed his faith. So you left him without anything. You didn't give him anything to replace it with, did you? And they looked at me like I was crazy. But that's what happened with Periscope, you know. People were left with nothing to replace it with. It's not the same thing, but people were so passionate about Periscope that it kind of felt like that. It was a cult in a lot of ways, right? And Haps tried to fill that void, and it's impossible because it's not even the way it is. So, if you go to livestreaming.technology and you scroll, scroll down and there is a section for Haps. Look in there and it tells, there's one, is Haps shutting down? Look at that message, look at that thread, at that topic, and you will see the new name for it. Because the guy that I told you his name was Disabled, I posed the question, is Haps shutting down? I said several reputable, well-known live streamers have heard this rumor, and I just want to know if it's true. And people were getting mad at me for asking the question. Then Disabled came in and said, yeah, they're shutting down, and now they're called this, and it's something me. And it's a ghost town. There's nobody there. It's a ghost town. And I got to tell you something else. These people do not know the music industry, the record business. They don't know how bloodthirsty these people are. They don't understand about performing rights organizations like BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC. They don't understand about copyright infringement and how it can be, how a person could be liable in the United States for as much as 100,000 US dollars per instance. And you've got people, and this is supposed to be collaborating, right? Take care, Matthew, thank you. You got people on Haps, and all they're doing is playing other people's music. See, it's supposed to be like this big music platform. Get discovered, okay? So there's some guy, you know, playing a bar, and he's got the camera on in portrait mode, and he's singing a set of cover tunes. So what? Who cares? Why are we watching this? Didn't write any of this stuff. And, you know, maybe it's a great version, but it's not his stuff. And he's performing it live, and so that's royalty collectible stuff. And so eventually it's going to catch up with them, and they don't know that. And so eventually CSAC and BMI and ASCAP and the worldwide organizations are going to catch up with Haps, and they're going to give them a bill. And that's going to be in the millions of dollars. And that's going to be the end of it. And you think I'm wrong, you should know that there are certain so-called musicians in the world that don't write music anymore. All they have now is an office full of people that all they do is scour YouTube, looking for instances of people playing their songs so they can collect royalties. And that's what it's about. All right, guys, I gotta go. We've been on the air for 2 hours and 34 minutes. I gotta go. Fist pump to all you guys. MJ says good night. I love all you guys. And I've been talking far too much and yakking far too much. But you guys take care. And try to join me if you can on Hey Go on Wednesday. It'd be nice to see you guys. Take care. Thank you and good night. Zaijian Wan An from Taiwan. Bye-bye. All right, that was fantastic.